and welcome back to ResearchWorks podcast. We are here at EACD in Galway 2026. It has been a remarkable start to the conference so far. Everything is focused on the F words. We have some incredible speakers, a great lineup for all of you to enjoy, to really feel like you're part of the conference, or if you're already here at the conference, to take something home with you and to listen on your trip back to home as well. Now, to kick us off for the day, we have friend of the show, but I feel like now saying family member of the show, because you were here not so long ago, actually, in this series already. Professor Hércules Leite. Welcome.
Hey guys. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah.
Such a pleasure. It's always great to speak with someone in person in the same time zone.
Yeah.
Normally it's like early or late for one of us. So you have quite a few talks that you're giving throughout this conference, and I really wanted to pick up on something that I think is so practical given the theme of this whole conference. And it's about setting goals, identifying intervention ingredients, the F-word lens tool. There's a lot there to unpack, but there's been quite a few developments as well, hasn't there?
Yes.
Take us through that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. And so I think I really like to highlight the F-words lens tool.
Yes.
Because we're gonna present an instructional course tomorrow with Ken Child crew, Rachel, Peter, and from Brazil, Paula, and me.
Whole gang.
Yeah, the whole gang. So, and we are very excited to present this instructional course, especially because we have presented something in the last year.
Yes.
In Germany, but over this time we have been working in a new version of the F-words lens tool for families.
All these things that happen in 12 months for families now.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what inspired that and what does it actually look like?
Yeah. So since the beginning, when we developed this tool, we have having this conversation because the F-words lens tool is a framework.
Yes.
And it's based from the F-words for child development, but the RTSS, the Rehabilitation Treatment Specification System.
Yes.
So the F-words for child development, it's okay. It's the language is fine for families to understand, and we have tools to help that. But the RTSS, it has a more technical language. It's not so easy.
Sure.
Especially for even for us as researchers, but it's not a language very common for families. For
it's not as natural, isn't it? I mean, we've had all this training where we are very medicalized.
Exactly.
So that transition is not as big of a jump than for a family to walk into this area and go, oh, what does it mean? Yes.
So as we have implementing this tool with families, we realized that maybe we should do some adaptations.
Yeah.
So, and then one idea that came up was to present a form using like a menu of ingredients.
Okay.
So I think that the language is quite difficult for families to understand what are ingredients.
That's right. Are we making a cake?
Yes.
And is it a chocolate cake or a coconut cake?
Yes, exactly. And we use a lot that analogy.
We do, don't we? It's very natural for us to talk about it that way, but you're right. It seems a bit foreign.
So we developed this form, a preliminary version, and then I present to a mom, and then I ask her, what do you prefer?
Okay.
The traditional form that you have been using so far?
Sure.
Or this friendly version?
Yes.
And then she said, no, of course, I need to, we need to move on to this more friendly version because it's easier when they see. So the menu with different options and different ingredients.
Yes.
So that's...
Okay, so is the intent of the F-words lens tool here for families, is it part of a goal-setting tool? Is it still the same, or is it to understand routines? What's the main focus?
Great. I think the F-words lens tool can be very flexible.
Sure.
Because the first question is, what is your F word? Goal. What is your F word goal?
Yep.
But we can start from there, from that point. But we can use other F words tools.
Okay.
Because we have the F words will, life will.
Yes, I've seen that.
We have the F words go shit.
Yes.
So we can start from our simple question, but we can try to use the other tools available from at Kenchai website.
And it's all freely available, isn't it? You can get all this information, and it's also in multiple languages as well, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we have the effortless tool in Spanish, in English, in Portuguese, of course, and there are some people translating to Dutch, Croatia, and Hebrew.
Amazing.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so now just walk us through what the tool actually looks like for the family version now. And give me a bit of an example of how a clinician might use it. If someone's thinking about, ooh, I like that idea, what do I do?
Great.
Yes.
I think it's very important to, first of all, read the manual. We have a manual available.
Okay. Freely available as well.
Freely available.
Yeah, great.
Because I think there is some very important theory behind, and clinicians need to get used to that. I think it's quite important to understand what's behind. But it's important to understand what's behind, but don't get stuck on the language, on the scientific words that we have been using, because sometimes it can be complicated.
Yeah.
So the idea is not to be complicated.
What's the overarching theory behind it? That might be worthwhile going into.
Yeah, because basically the RTSS.
Yes.
Yeah. In the RTSS, it's very well defined. We have amazing material support for that. So they define what actually is ingredients, what is mechanism of action, the targets, the aims. So there is
it creates the framework around the goal, doesn't it? Right. Okay.
Exactly.
Fantastic. So that's all in the manual.
Exactly.
That's the basic understanding. Okay, that's good.
So what we have been doing is we present that to families, and then if you have time, and I love to do that, I present them the other efforts tools. So the collage, for example, the profile, and the goal sheet. And I used to send them previously.
Okay, so they can look at it beforehand.
Exactly.
Right.
So, and if they don't know what the F words are, I send them a video. We have a beautiful video from Nossa Casa Institute from Brazil.
Yes.
And then we send this video in order to them to understand the context and then the materials. If you have any doubt, please call me or text me.
Okay.
And then they get that interview with these materials.
Great.
So, or sometimes they just share previously, and so I can have an idea what the interview is gonna be about.
Great.
So, and then I ask them, if you have at this time, let's try to concentrate in one or two or maybe three F words goals.
Okay.
And I ask, tell me what's if you have to choose, what's going to be the most important F words here that you would like that you can work in the next weeks, the next month.
Yeah.
So they select these F word goals, or sometimes we can be flexible and we can merge.
Yeah. Okay.
And
because you can have multiple, it could be fitness with friends or something like that.
Because sometimes, and it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So when, for example, I want my child to be able to move around the house and play with her sister, for example.
Oh, beautiful.
This is about functioning. This is about family. This is about fun.
Yeah. That's right.
So sometimes I like to suggest, let's merge this goal. Okay.
Beautiful.
And then we start navigating from that point.
And that's the planning, and that's the part that's the most fun, isn't it? Because fun, there we go. To look at what the intervention, in inverted commas, might look like to address that. A question on that. I love everything about it. How do we use that alongside something like the COPM, where we often are setting these performance problems but turning them into goals? Could we be using this as a way to develop really good goals?
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect. and great question. And I think goal setting is fantastic. It's a phenomenal part of the assessment. I love that part.
Yes.
But
I felt like a butt was coming.
yeah, maybe.
Okay, ready to be challenged.
Maybe.
Here we go. Yes.
And it's very challenging when you have to set goals with families.
It is, yeah.
And first, for a long time, we have been trying to fit their goals in some frameworks, in some structures. So, for example, gas system and smart.
That's right.
But sometimes it's not possible to fit.
Sometimes there's not a number.
And
Yeah.
and I have been using gas and
Yeah.
smart because people tell us that this is important, and
Yes.
it's actually
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, we
And
need to be able to measure. It's their accountability.
It's, exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think we need move on because sometimes if you have especially participation goals,
Yes.
how are we gonna fit them
That is
in a
true.
gas
That is
structure?
true. Yeah. And I think we've spoken about this with Christine Eames before, and there was the challenge going, okay, so how do you measure the experience? Because participation is often an experience. So how do you put that in a number? That is very tricky.
Exactly.
And in research, we'd say, okay, do qualitative research. Because then you can capture it, right?
Exactly.
So what do we do in clinical practice then?
So
How
what-
do we reflect this? Especially for funders who are like, well, show me the impact you've made.
Exactly.
Tell me.
So I think the COPM and the theory behind the COPM, it's quite comfortable for us because we can do that.
Yes, yes.
We can ask about performance and we can ask about satisfaction.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
using that structure,
Yeah,
ranging
yeah.
from 1
Yeah.
to 10.
That still feels like it, yeah.
Exactly. So instead of just trying to force families to fit in that structure.
That's right.
Yeah,
There needs to be some flexibility.
Exactly. And it's tricky because we are struggling in research,
Yeah, we are.
especially now that we are studying participation.
Right.
And
yeah.
we are using gas.
Yeah.
And we are using, trying to use smart. But we realize that the next step is trying to move a little bit and change a little bit.
Sure.
Because it doesn't work sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so now we've got, I think clinicians can think about using, if they're creating a COPM, to look at the F words lens tool with the family, to look at creating these goals, just put everyone on the same page, I suppose. Give me an example. If a family were to come to you and I find this very early on usually when the children are between, school age, 5 to 10 years, and they've got the school context. It's like, I want them to be with their friends, and they come quite naturally. But in the early years where they've probably had a lot of, they're quite medicalized, they've heard about all their impairments. And often a goal might be, look, I want my child to walk with more of a heel-toe gait pattern, or I want them to have better head control. How would you, in this situation, coach a family, and how would you advise clinicians to make that more F words while still really respecting what the family priorities are?
Yeah. It's tricky.
It is.
It's a big challenge.
Yeah.
But I think it's very important to start since the beginning, empower them to see beyond impairments.
Yeah, sure.
So I think when we present them the F words video, some families for the first time they just say, no, that's why I always trying to say, but I wasn't able to find the right words.
Sure.
So I'm not here saying that impairment is not important because it's important.
Yeah.
And parents bring that kind of demands for us.
Of course.
But let's try to see using a different perspective, using a different lens.
Yeah.
So do you want to change this kind of thing? To do what?
Yes. So to start with that, okay, so you're acknowledging it and go, all right, to do, and then you can start to incorporate that context.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because sometimes it might be that it's an unusual exercise. You're so right. At the beginning of anything to go, okay, so what are your goals? Like if you were to ask an open question without the education, the support and context, I would probably just pick something, that seems to be, maybe a physio wants me to see a better tone, in my leg.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why that happens as well.
So if the parents are asking to help them to improve head control, for example, this head control is for to do what? To see a cartoon, to go outside with friends, to play. So I think we can try to start showing them other possibilities and why they want to do that.
Yes, that's right.
Makes sense?
It makes total sense. And I really love that. It's so practical for everyone as they start thinking about that shift in F words. And it's so true. It's a lens. It's a reframe. It's an ability to still use the knowledge that you do have. It's important. But to provide that framework for a lifelong journey, really, if you want to call it journey. Sometimes it's a good word, sometimes it's a bad word. I don't know.
and also try to work more closely with families.
Yeah, it's much more of a
empower them to identify their potential ingredients at their environment, at home, at community, at school, and how we can help them to achieve and find solutions to do that.
Right. Do we have, it's a tricky question, but are you ready? What's the research that we have to support the use of something like the F-word lens tool in this whole context of setting goals or being on the same page? Like, what does the research look like?
Great question.
Oh, thank you.
But I'm prepared to that.
I thought you might be, Professor.
Tomorrow I'm going to talk. My talk, it's kind of related to that because the F-word lens tool is not a tool. It's just a framework that it's something that to help us to think in a different way, to see things. But of course, we have to be evidence-based. So we can try, for example, to use the read model proposed by Iona Novak.
Yes.
And they navigate from goal setting, how to select the best evidence.
Yes.
And when you navigate to the read model, for example, we can see similarities with the F-word lens tool. So, but instead of looking to the labels, to the intervention names, we are trying to identify the potential ingredients from the evidence-based interventions.
Yes, that's
I think that's very important.
Yes.
And another thing. For example, for some kind of syndromes and other conditions, we don't have, it's very hard to be evidence-based.
That's right,
But maybe we can try to use this concept to bring to life the potential ingredients that we already know from other from papers, important papers, to bring to different fields and navigate to different fields. But of course, we need to keep being evidence-based.
That's right.
And trying to see differently things, but we need to choose evidence-based ingredients.
Well, it's the foundation, isn't it? And once you've got the foundation, you can test new ideas.
Exactly.
And that's what's going to help us to pinpoint more of that precision of what we can do. What's your understanding of the acceptability of using something like the F-word lens tool for clinicians? Like, do you encounter mostly, is it quite facilitatory, or are there barriers, or, what have you sort of encountered along the way?
I think it's always hard for clinicians to start doing things in a different way.
Sure.
But we have receiving very good feedback.
Okay, great.
So more chances to bring families together, to work more in a collaborative way. But I think the best answer comes from families. When we finish the process, the interview, and we ask, what was your experience using this kind of tool? And when they say that they feel empowered and they start looking differently for some aspects, I think
beautiful.
For me it's the best answer, that we are taking the right track, you know?
Yeah, that's right. And it's not a tick box exercise. It's the last thing we want is to get to an end of a period of time and the parent goes, oh, so what was my goal again?
Yes.
You know, you want it to be something that's living and breathing all the time. And this is just such a wonderful framework to bring us together.
Yeah.
And have the same language and share the same language. So final question for you now, Hercules. It's a question I want to ask everyone, given it's an F words themed conference as well, is what would your advice be, Hercules, on how clinicians can better implement F words into their everyday practice?
Great. I think you just have to try. You have to try. You have to experiment. You have to be open. You have to be flexible to try new things. I think that's the best way to see how, if you're gonna like, if the family's gonna like this kind of approach.
That's right.
But you have to try.
Yeah.
You have to try. Try new things.
I love that. I know you can't just keep doing things because it's always been the way that's been done.
Yeah.
The field is ever so evolving, and I love that advice. Favorite F word? If you had to pick one.
Fun, for sure.
I love that. That's mine too. That's great. Hercules, I love that we were able to follow up this conversation from last year to talk about the F Words Lens Tour. Now it's evolution to the family setting. I can't wait to bring this back into my workplace and the practice that we do. So thank you for the work that you're doing.
Oh,
thank you for speaking.
Thank you. And just one thing before we finish. Now in the Kenchai website, we have a new page for the F Words Lens tools.
Right.
So if you want to, you should to go there and download the files and the manual and see
Have a look at what you need to
going
do.
on.
Perfect. Thank you for the final plug. That was really good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone, I hope you really enjoyed that. The F Words Lens tool. Head to the CanChild website for that. So many practical tools we can be using. Thanks, Hercules.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.